Battlefront 2 and Battlefront 3 are hot news again. In the past week, I've seen so many people commenting, posting on Reddit, talking about the return of Battlefront 2 and if Battlefront 3 will ever be made. And a lot of this conversation is happening because of Fortnite. It's kind of crazy that on both the Battlefront and Fortnite Reddits, we're seeing posts about this being Battlefront 3, which it's not. It's quite far from it. Perhaps the only thing that are similar about the two is the fact that it's Star Wars and it's a shooter and you can get lightsabers and some force abilities.
I am the Senate.
Then in the past week, we've also had former Battlefront devs commenting on Battlefront. Once again, we're back here. And another part of what spawned this, the last Battlefront 2 update happened 5 years ago. Last week. 5 years ago, we got the Battle of Scarif, which is funny and kind of relevant for what's happening in Star Wars now with Andor Season 2. But is there a chance that Battlefront is going to return? Is there a chance that they will pick up development 5 years later, or perhaps just move on to Battlefront 3? Today, I'm going to be going over all the news and also sharing my honest thoughts on the Star Wars Fortnite update. Hey everyone, it's Andrew. Now, it's honestly hard to believe it's been 5 years since we got the last Battlefront 2 update, especially considering the amount of times players have returned to this game. Now more than ever, it feels like players want an online multiplayer Star Wars game. But Disney and Lucasfilm right now seem to have other ideas involving their strategy moving forward with multiplayer Star Wars experiences. And I think the evidence of that lies in the success of the Fortnite update. From what I've seen online, most people are really enjoying this Fortnite Star Wars experience, but I think it's a stretch to even compare this with Battlefront. Oh my god! Don't get me wrong, I've enjoyed playing the Fortnite update. I'm going to continue to play it. I'm probably going to make some more videos about it. But at the end of the day, it's still Fortnite. You're still playing a battle royale in the Fortnite engine. And maybe the only similarities it has with Battlefront is the fact that it's a third-person shooter and that it's Star Wars themed. Apart from that though, the Battlefront DNA is missing from here, and it doesn't quite scratch the same itch I think we're all longing for that a Battlefront-style game delivers. Oh, the tank attacking me. I'm gonna get out of here. That said though, I know that everything Star Wars themed is supposed to be coming to Fortnite Creative sometime soon, meaning us fans could literally make our own Star Wars Battlefront experience in Fortnite. And at this stage, that might be the closest thing to us getting Battlefront 3, which is wild. If Disney and Lucasfilm won't do it, we'll do it ourselves.
Just like the simulation.
But I think what's hurting so many Battlefront fans right now is the fact Fortnite is getting updates and content that Battlefront never got. For example, Mace Windu and Poe Dameron. A former Battlefront producer even replied to a comment in this Reddit thread with a happy crying emoji. What I'd give to have Poe playable in Battlefront 2.
Somehow. Now,
as far as we know at the moment, EA and DICE have no intention of creating a future Battlefront experience or for continuing any support for Battlefront 2 into the future and resuming updates. It's been 5 years. I really doubt it's going to come back at this point. But another former Battlefront dev also recently commented on this, saying he'd return to DICE if they rebuilt the team. But I don't see any want to do this unless Disney buys EA, which seems quite unlikely at this stage. And at DICE, most of the developers who built Battlefront 2 who brought this game to life, I'm pretty sure after Battlefront 2's update ended and the live service was over, 80% of the team disbanded and went to work at other studios around the world. And the ones that remained moved on to DICE's next project, the new Battlefield game. And when asked if other members of the Battlefront 2 team would do the same if they too would return to DICE to work on the next Battlefront, the developer replied maybe, but very hypothetical at this point.
So this is how liberty dies.
Now, I'm also all for the single-player experiences EA and Disney and Lucasfilm seem to want to create at this stage. For example, we know they're building the third Jedi game. We know we're getting Star Wars Zero Company, also from Respawn and BitReactor. We're getting the Knights of the Old Republic remake. We're getting Star Wars Eclipse at some point in the future. But I've said it before, I'm going to say it again, now more than ever, it feels like there is a massive void in the online multiplayer space for Star Wars games. If you enjoy playing Star Wars multiplayer, you basically at this point only have the options of playing Battlefront 2 or playing a game like Fortnite. Just the other day as well, they announced the Destiny update that's going to bring a bunch of Star Wars themed cosmetics to Destiny 2, transforming that game into also somewhat of a Star Wars experience. I'm not saying that's not cool, but it's certainly not Battlefront. It's certainly not the kind of experience we, I think, have all been craving. And I genuinely find it so strange that I don't know, Disney, Lucasfilm are seeing this demand for online Star Wars gaming are seeing everyone talk about wanting another Battlefront and are seemingly not doing much about it.
Do it.
That might not be the truth though. Maybe they're working on something behind the scenes, maybe it's in the early stages, maybe they don't want to announce it yet, maybe there's something going on. Because this year, we're basically getting no new Star Wars games that I know about, unless there's another remake or remaster from Aspire. Zero Company got announced this year, that's coming out next year, but for the first time in what feels like a long time, it's going to be a quiet year for Star Wars gaming. Unless they pull an Apex Legends on us and just are like, here's this brand new game, or Oblivion remastered. Imagine they did that. Battlefront remastered. Again.
We're all that's left, do you understand me?
Let's hope they do a better job the second time around.
I think the game froze, guys. You've unplugged your seatbelt, apparently.
But is there a chance that Battlefront 2 could ever actually make a return? At this point, I honestly think it's way too far gone, and it would almost be a better idea to just start afresh. It's hard to bring a game like that back to life, I think, and even though a large portion of the player base might return, it likely still won't be enough to turn a profit. At this point, I think whoever would be working on a new Battlefront-style game, it doesn't necessarily have to be called Battlefront 3, would have to start from scratch. EA and DICE still seem like the best option for this, considering they built Battlefront 1 and 2, they've got all the assets, they developed the game engine, it's all there. But we know they're heavily focused on working on the new Battlefield, which I totally understand. The problem here as well is that EA's CEO and executives have commented in recent years that they prefer to work on their own licenses, their own IP, versus partnering with others. That was the whole FIFA thing, why FIFA isn't called FIFA anymore, potentially why they're doing less Star Wars stuff nowadays. At the end of the day though, we don't really know what's going on behind the scenes. This is all speculation. What we do know is that so many people want a Star Wars multiplayer gaming experience. So many people want Battlefront 3, and you would have to think it would be a huge success. While at Star Wars Celebration, I was thinking if they announced Battlefront 3 here, everyone would lose their mind. It's been enough time now after Battlefront 2 finished that a new Battlefront would spark new interest in the online multiplayer Star Wars gaming space. People would come back like crazy, and I feel like it could be such a major success. Obviously, there's a lot that goes into making a game like this. It's likely a 5-year development cycle. It would have to, in a lot of ways, be better than Battlefront 2 was, or be different enough to incentivize people to go and play a new Battlefront. But the evidence is there. Look how many people are playing Star Wars Fortnite. I generally don't play normal Fortnite, and I'm going to play Star Wars Fortnite and have been playing it and having a good time, mostly just because I'm craving a Star Wars online multiplayer gaming experience. And yes, there are cool things to do and see in Fortnite, but again, it's still Fortnite, man. It ain't no Battlefront.
So uncivilized.
The other thing I think I should point out here is that the Battlefront 2 modding community is still going strong. There are so many new mods still being worked on and developed and made for Battlefront 2, keeping this game alive. And I think that is more evidence to the fact that there is a strong community for a game like this. I really hope this is part of Lucasfilm's and Disney's plans. I really hope that they're working on something like this behind the scenes. And by making these videos, I intend to keep creating noise about the subject, to keep us talking about Battlefront, because let's make it happen, guys. We need it! Battlefront 3 is a cursed game as well. They've tried to make it multiple times and it's failed every time. Even EA had a version that they were trying to make. I'll link a video I made at the end of this video talking about that. But always two there are. No more and no less.
We were on the verge of greatness. We were this close.
So to summarize, Lucasfilm, Disney, if you're listening, please make Battlefront 3. And also come follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Discord, TikTok, all of that. Tell me why you want Battlefront 3 as well, or why you don't want it. That's fine as well. Watch this video here, subscribe, and
stay bombastic.